What this before? I guess what's this now?
Yo, we got a video submission topic from That's Cows. She says, "Hi Maury, I seen this video that has been going viral lately. The woman in the video is mad because he only brought food for his child and not her other 3 children, which he is not the father to." And above this message, she links a video to the TikTok page of which this came from. And this came from a page called Official Bees Too Funny. And the video caption says, "Who's right and who's wrong? She went off on her baby daddy for bringing his son food and not her other 3 kids." And the caption on the video itself says, "He bought food for his child, but not her other kids, part 1. And there's like 2 other parts. This is part 1, part 2, part 3 of this whole saga. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna be reacting to this right now. But before I do, be sure to follow me on Twitter or IG. All links are down below. You can to this.
Can't date my baby.
Like how she sent me this one to react to today. But with that being said, let's jump into this.
Can't date my baby daddy come here with 1 meal for my child. But I have 3 other kids. We have 1 kid together, but he only want to come and bring 1 thing of McDonald's. But what about my other kids? How come you can't feed my other kids McDonald's though? Like that's bogus as hell. Like you're not finna sit here and make my other kids feel left out, and you're only bringing 1 child something to eat. Look, there he go, and I bet you he only got 1 thing in there. I bet you.
Well, she already answered her own question. You only have 1 kid between each other. Literally 1 kid. So if he's showing up every day and bringing food for his daughter or son and is doing everything he needs to do to be sure that there's clothes on that kid's back and food in that kid's stomach, then those are his obligations. Those other kids that you have with your other baby daddies that have nothing to do with him are not his responsibility. So if she feels as though that by him taking care of his kid and showing up every day and bringing his kid McDonald's or Wendy's or whatever is making her other kids feel left out, then that's a discussion you need to have with your other 3 or 4 baby daddies that you have with these other kids. Because to be honest, this guy has nothing to do with that. And to be honest, I really don't advise women on having multiple baby daddies. Like if you have the opportunity to do so, make sure you try to have all your kids with 1 guy, 1 husband, 1 baby daddy, or whatever you want to call him, to avoid drama like this. Because these are the things that will happen if you have multiple kids from multiple baby daddies, and some baby daddies are taking care of their kids while others are absent. Some of your kids are gonna feel left out.
I'm finna expose out of him so people can see how he really is. It ain't more than enough food in that bag for everybody. What's up? Because I'm finna expose you. What? Because that don't look enough for all my kids. That don't look enough for all my kids. What is that? That's just 1 burger? 1 burger, 1 fry?
What he like? What do you mean?
Okay, what about my other kids?
That's crazy. What about my other kids? Did those other kids come from his nutsack? Like the audacity for her to feel like her other 3 kids has anything to do with this man when those were from like multiple other relationships that had nothing to do with this guy. We don't know what went down and why they broke up. Could have been due to cheating. Could have been due to them not feeling like they were meant for each other. Could have been due to finances. Who knows? But despite all that, at least this man is showing up every day and trying to at least provide something for his child. What about the other baby daddies? Are they nowhere to be found? And if so, whose fault is that? And I'm actually loving the comments. People are saying he only have 1 kid. She didn't expose nobody but herself. Those not his kids. Call they daddy. Why she not exposing her other baby daddies for not bringing anything at all? But she want to expose the one that care about his kid. Facts. But anyways, here is part 2 of this whole drama. Let's continue.
You know I don't get my food stamps to the 7.
Lisa, how is that my problem?
But if you're trying to help out though, you're not helping out.
I'm not trying to help. I'm trying to help my son.
But how are you helping your son when you're only getting food for just him and not the other kids, his siblings? Them are his siblings though. He's not finna eat in front of all his other siblings and they're not eating on McDonald's. No, why do I gotta put...
Bring him out to the car. I'll let him
No. He's not finna eat that shit at all if you can't bring enough for everybody.
Lisa, so you telling me that I gotta bring... So when I bring my son food, I gotta bring your kids food too now?
Yes.
You sound dumb.
How is that dumb? You sound dumb. You sound dumb.
Where are they daddies at? Nobody told you to talk to them other... You had them other kids. They were your responsibility. They're not my responsibility.
Okay, but if you're gonna bring 1, you need to bring it for all. How do that shit look that I'm letting 1 child eat McDonald's and all the rest of the kids can't eat no fucking McDonald's? So you know I get food stamps on the 11th.
That ain't 3 kids that ain't mine. 3 kids that ain't mine.
Notice how when he brought up how it's not his responsibility and that he never told her to go mess with them other dudes, to sleep around with them other dudes and to have children by them. I mean, the guy is 100% right. Those other kids are not his responsibility. Nobody told you to go ahead and have all them other kids. After one failed relationship, you should have learned your lesson already. It looks like this was probably her first baby daddy. Things didn't work out and they went their separate ways. But obviously she didn't learn her lesson. She created another one the second time, messed up, went ahead and created a third one for a third time, messed up, and then went ahead and created another one a fourth time. Like, how many mistakes can you make before learning your lesson? And especially with her trying to guilt trip this man into thinking that he has to provide food for those other kids by bringing up the fact that her food stamps don't come in until like the end of the month or whatever. Like, lady, you are not his woman anymore. He is not responsible for you or your other kids. He's only responsible for his son. If you knew you were going to be the kind of woman to want to pop out all these kids, why not put yourself in a position to where you had enough finances to back up all these kids? You're out here trying to take it out all on the one guy who's actually showing up instead of calling your other baby daddies who probably ghosted you. You probably don't even have their numbers to begin with. They're probably in other different countries or different states with their own families right now. Like, it's about time you take accountability for your own actions. You made the mess. Now it's time for you to clean it up. And I understand it takes two to tango, that it takes two people to bring a child into the world. But clearly, the men she's been choosing are the ones who keep leaving her. The reality is, unless a woman has been sexually assaulted, raped, or forcibly inseminated or something like that, she is the one who chooses who she wants to sleep with and have a child with. And if she can't accept reality for what it is based on her previous poor decision making, then it's only gonna get worse from here. One girl said she can't be serious. Well, I'm here to tell you, unfortunately, that she is. I've seen this go down too many times in my life, especially in the neighborhoods that I come from, but I digress. Let's move on to part 3.
Yeah, they're his siblings. You knew what you was getting into when you had a baby with me. Yes, you did. Okay, but you still had a baby with me who have kids with other people. I still have other kids. Because I'm exposing you. Everybody think you such a motherfucking good daddy. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're full of shit in this.
So I'm confused. And sorry for pausing, but I'm like, is she saying that any guy who sleeps with her, has a baby with her, is now responsible for all the other kids that come before or after the baby that she has with that man? Like, I'm actually bewildered right now.
Come here with one piece of food for one child.
The child that's mine, silly.
No, that's dumb that you can't feed the other kids. Don't feed nobody at all then. He can't take that He can't eat it.
Maybe if you had 1 or 2, I'll be like, maybe. You got, it's 3 extra kids. What the all like going to my mother account, spending money on all those kids. That's not my kids.
Them are your kids' siblings, though. Dumb.
So that's what you gonna go with? That's the one you gonna go with?
Those are your fucking kids' siblings.
Unfortunately, it's sad to say, but we live in a society today where there are a lot of mothers out here whose IQ levels aren't so high on the totem pole. Like, they'll make a mistake by, I don't know, sleeping with 10 different dudes, get pregnant, and not know which one is the real father. They have that kid and they don't learn their lesson and they keep repeating the same mistake over and over again. And with all the forms of contraception, there's like 30 of them on the market right now, like 10 different variations of Plan B alone, IUDs, vasectomies, female and male condoms, birth control patches. Did I say getting your tubes tied? So many different options in this modern day with current medical technology that there is no excuse to have 4 different kids by 4 different baby daddies. Like, it's sad to say, but it's true. And the one baby daddy who's trying to step up, who in reality should be the only one baby daddy or husband, who's actually trying to step up and take care of his one kid that he has by you, you're trying to take it out all on him without even having the self-awareness to understand that you're the conductor of all of this. You're the one pulling the strings. He can't control what you do with your body. Remember the term, my body, my choice? Well, yeah, it's your body, your choice. If you want to sleep around unprotected and popping out different kids negligently without having a plan for the future, then that's mostly your fault.
Yeah, so don't. No, I didn't say you have to take care of them. You can bring them something to eat if you bring one something to eat.
I bring them food every other day. What do you mean?
Exactly, but you don't never bring food for the other ones. You know I get my food stamps on the 11th. Okay, but I'm saying we share the same kid as well.
Absolutely. So if you want to, you feel like a little way about me, take him in the room and let him.
I'm not taking my kid in the room.
Down to the car. He ain't even got anything, but come right out to the car and eat me.
No. You know what? Fine. Give it here.
Thank you.
Give it here. Give it here. Give it here. Done. He ain't eating this. You. Because you ain't bringing up for all the other kids. You stupid. Selfish as a. Like, you're dumb as hell. You're dumb as hell. He not finna eat that. Dumb, dumb. He not gonna do that. If you can't do it for all, don't do it for none of them. Bye, stupid.
But yeah, once again, shout out to Kels for submitting this video topic to me. This was really entertaining in my opinion, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to say my piece on it. But with that being said, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. I know the comment section is probably going to be...
Anyways, onto the music. Because yesterday, I forgot that, there's 2 new songs. So, the 2 days ones. And, yeah. I've heard a bit of this one, but not the other one. So. I say a bit, like 15 seconds. 15 minutes. And wait, that was 3 minutes. Oh, didn't put that out. I haven't played man. Arcade thing or something. I don't know. I think it was. Trying to suffer from my killboy. Maybe one of his other songs. Oh, that was like a PV or something. The 200. 242. That's crazy.
We're from Atlanta. This ain't a regular. Long story short, I'm not allowed back at the toy store.
Give that baldy of yours a breather, son. We can be go outside. You missing sundress season 2022.
Chat, y'all just better have all the fucking girls the way that y'all just be talking all this fucking talk for no fucking reason. The way chat talk, you would think they got a contact full of drug abusers. They be out here plugged in to everybody. Chat must be making the most out of this whole summer, the way they keep talking the fuck to me. Shut up!
Alright, let's see.
Money, baby.
The fact that I joined to that is crazy.
Alright, let's see. Let's not have a grease fire today.
We challenge the pro chef.
Hi, I'm Esther. I'm
Okay.
a professional chef, and these are my $242 fried rice ingredients.
$242
Hi,
for
I'm
fried
Gabby.
rice.
I'm a home cook, and these are my $13 fried rice ingredients.
Not again.
See you later, shrimp.
We got this.
Oh my god. Where do you find this?
So the fried rice I was planning to make was very special.
King crab and spot prawn fried rice. It is quite pointy.
I had some excellent ingredients to work with. I had Chilean king crab, some spot prawns,
Reese push up on that girl right there.
and ikura, which is a red salmon roe from Japan.
Oh,
Pretty
ikra.
pointy. It looks like an alien.
It was all gonna be wok fried at
It's
a super high
underscore
heat
really
with some
underscore EJ
Shut
just
up.
subscribed.
We can't even listen to the pointy fucking crab thing.
hikari rice, which is a short grain Japanese rice.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw that crab. It was gonna be freaking delicious.
I feel like I lucked out on this end of the deal, but I'm sure that Esther can come up with something really, really nice.
With Gabby's recipe, I have ingredients that you would most likely find in your pantry or your local grocery store.
Makes
These
sense.
ingredients may seem simple, but with a little technique, we can really amp it up. If I had to guess, these ingredients probably cost around $24.
It was only 13.
$13? Wow, okay.
I think this would cost around $129.50. $242! Wow. Cannot mess this one up, that's for
Depends how much
sure.
ingredients.
That's for sure.
So we have Chef Esther's recipe book right here. Only ingredients, no instructions. We have our work cut out for us.
What's really important about fried rice is having everything ready so that when you're cooking it, it's super, super fast and everything's ready to go.
Unfortunately, king crab is not in my weekly grocery budget, so this is a new experience for me. So, can I talk to Rose? So good to see you.
Good to see you too. What are you making today?
King crab fried rice. Judging by the color, I believe he's already pre-cooked. The big thing I need to do is figure out how to, get out the
What
good
are those
stuff.
earphones?
So the nice thing about king crab is it
One of those like sport earphones or something. I see that.
has a lot of joints.
I'm doubling up, by the way.
Basically, you're gonna just pull apart or crack apart the legs.
This is,
What is that poop?
little goop.
And the key to taking it apart is just
Snap
kind
it at
of
the
wiggling
joints.
the meat out of the joint. So kind of crack against
Oh!
the way that it normally would flow. And then you want to just gently take the meat out.
Oh!
And you'll see some like spikes of cartilage. That should come out. It's not edible, but save it. You can use it in a stock later. And you want to make sure that you use the meat as nice and whole as you possibly can.
We have some beautiful claw meat, more or less intact. The crab's body, what's the best way to make that into something spectacular?
You're gonna just take the inside out and clean it really well and save
Ew!
it for your display. You're gonna put your
Shut up,
fried
look
rice
at 'em.
right in there because that's gonna be a
Let me
really
take out on a date, Reese. Let me treat you right. I'll kiss that bald head goodnight, bars.
beautiful serving vessel for your fried rice.
I'll send you pics.
You gonna put it
was
inside
not the
that?
cleanest process, but we have our crab meat and I didn't puncture my hand with the spine, so I would call that a success. Thanks, Rose.
So Gabby sent me these head-on shell-on shrimp, which I'm very excited for. We're gonna use the entire shrimp.
You gotta
The shrimp head actually
clean them
is
inside
one of the
thingy.
best parts. There's so much flavor and so many things that you can do with it.
With
Gabby
the head?
was probably just gonna use the shrimp bodies as the meat to quickly saute into her rice. But you're gonna be wasting a lot of the other great parts of the shrimp. Okay.
Why is she talking down on the Gabby lady? You don't know what she was going to do with this shrimp. You just assuming that she was only going to use the body. Because you just so much better. Because you made a $200.
Why don't you normally just use the body and that thought rest? Oh, what are you supposed to do with the
Fucking
rest?
crab. Look at this lady. Condescending, being rude, judgmental, making assumptions.
We're just gonna have to devein the shrimp. because
That's
this
what I
is
was
where
talking about,
the
deveining it.
wastes live. And there we have it. Our shrimp are prepped. We have our heads, our shells, and our bodies.
Next up is our spotted prawns. I can indeed confirm they have spots on them. So we're gonna rip their heads off.
We're gonna be making a shrimp stock that I'm
don't
gonna
think
be
you are.
cooking my rice in. It's just gonna elevate the rice. It's gonna give a nice base.
That's the shell?
Seasoning. So Gabby gave me scallions and garlic to use in the recipe, and I'm just gonna use these scraps for the stock.
That's actually smart. Look at that. The shell got flavor inside of it. So instead of throwing the shell away, you let them soak up into that rice and give it that flavor. Look at this lady.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but then the rest would be pony. I guess.
The garlic, and what this does is releases some aroma from the garlic.
Interesting.
High heat. We're gonna let it come to a slight boil and let it cook for about 30
Look at
minutes.
that.
We're just extracting all the flavor from the shrimp shells and your vegetable scraps.
Yes.
I'm gonna just basically remove the heads from the shrimp.
Mhm.
Ta-da! Pretty easy. My heads are off, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and peel these shrimp.
So my shrimp stock has been going for about half an hour. We're just gonna press
Drain
on the
it.
shrimp shells to extract as much flavor from it as possible.
So now I'm gonna just devein it.
Devein that
That
thing.
is.
So I have my shrimp heads, which I'm gonna be doing 2 different things with it.
What's
I'm
that?
gonna be making a shrimp oil,
Oil.
and a shrimp paste.
Paste.
I'm gonna heat up some oil. And I'm just using regular vegetable
Kitchen oil. Look
you have
at
to be
that.
super careful when
Yup,
adding
yup.
anything
Look
wet
at that.
into hot
Be
oil.
careful adding that wet.
We're good. It's just all the moisture evaporating. I'm looking for a beautiful pink hue. So you can tell the bubbles have subsided a bit. My shrimp looks super like crispy. Look at that oil color.
Shut up. We looking at it.
Orange.
I bet Stefan taking notes as we watch this.
If you mind your business, we'll be able to take notes, you dumbass.
That hue is. You hear that?
I hear
Okay,
it.
so my shrimp oil is ready.
I'm hearing that.
And these shrimp heads that are super crispy,
Look
we're
at
gonna
that.
be making a
You looking at
beautiful shrimp
recipes
paste.
for our dad, I like that.
Are y'all done? Can we watch the fucking ladies?
Damn, she can pull my meat out and hold it like that? Don't devein me though, I am not Snickers. 4K, brain gesture, brain gesture, brain gesture.
Are y'all all done?
I don't throw anything out. Maximize, maximize, maximize.
So last prawn is done, and my prawns are cleaned.
And Gabby, here's something really fun. You take the head of the spot prawns, deep fry it, and serve that on the side, and that will give a nice crunchy element to the fried rice. And that's like my favorite element of spot prawns.
We have our fried prawn heads done.
Now it's time to make our shrimp paste. Most importantly, the mortar and pestle.
Mortar
I feel like it's very
and pestle.
underutilized in the kitchen.
Yes.
It releases so much flavor and it's so fun to use. We're gonna add our shrimp heads and just grind it up to a fine paste. What's cool about this shrimp paste, you can kind of leave it in a jar in your fridge and utilize it whenever you're cooking. You want to add a little bit of umami into, you know, your noodles
Umami.
or your fried rice. This is what you add. I'm gonna add 2 cloves of garlic for more flavor. All right.
Nah, I'm not done. Let me take you out for a cheesesteak.
Workout today. I don't need to hit the gym. A bit of soy sauce in here. That shrimp
Little
oil
soy
we made
sauce.
earlier, I'm gonna add a little bit of that.
Yeah, I feel like this lady know what she doing. She know what she doing.
Mix it together.
Yeah, she ain't playing.
Becoming more like a loose paste. I do want to push it through a sieve so that it's more
Reese the
fun.
only goofy to look up recipes just to DoorDash hoagies from Wawa. Brain gesture, brain gesture, brain gesture.
I mean, I can't help myself right now. I have to taste it.
Oh, look at that taste.
Oh, that's wild. And there we have it. Look what we did with just simple shrimp. So much better than just sauteing it and calling it a day.
Okay.
This is what you call maximizing flavor.
Yes.
Now it's time to prep my aromatics. This is a finger chili, which, you know, I don't know whose finger is quite the length.
So Gabby's gonna be making an aromatic oil for her fried rice using garlic, ginger.
She can taste my front and back.
First ginger, red chili for a little heat.
Done. I'm gonna wash my hands because that's spicy and I don't want to touch my eye later and think, oh my God, what happened?
So Gabby sent me garlic. I feel like instead of just using garlic in the fried rice, or in the stock or the oil, maybe making a garnish with it. So I'm gonna be making garlic chips. I'm just gonna slice it thin on a mandolin.
She ain't playing around
when it comes to mandolins. If you go too
chips with garlic. Wait, what? Is that even a thing? Garlic chips. But how the
too slow, then you're gonna cut yourself. If you go too fast, you're gonna cut yourself. Then we're gonna turn on our pan, add oil. It doesn't have to be completely hot. We can kind of bring it up together. So I'm just gonna add our garlic at this point. Key here is definitely watch your garlic, babysit it, because once you turn around, you're gonna burn your garlic. It's ready. So at this point, we're gonna take it out because the color will darken as it sits on the paper towel. And garlic chips. How can I not? Perfect.
This lady insane.
Add the garlic oil to the shrimp oil. Now we have shrimp and garlic oil.
Okay, so time for the rice, the most important part.
Hence, it's fried rice.
Chef Esther was kind enough to prepare the rice for me.
So koshi hikari rice can be a little bit tricky to cook. So I gifted Gabby cooked koshi hikari rice that's a day old, which is perfect for fried rice because the textural element when you have day old rice works so perfectly. The oils and the vegetables and the aromatics kind of rehydrate it and actually makes for the perfect texture. You're welcome, Gabby.
Day old rice is best for fried rice anyway.
Gabby sent me probably your most common rice that you'll find in your local supermarket. And in this case, we're gonna do 2 cups. Normally I would wash my rice multiple times, but I think I'm just gonna give this one a rinse because it's not too starchy. 2 cups of our shrimp broth that we made.
Yeah, that broth
earlier. As soon as
earlier.
it comes to a boil, you're gonna lower it to your lowest setting, put your lid on, and then let it steam.
Let that thing
So
steam
package
up.
says 15 minutes, but I'm gonna actually check it at 13 because I do want it to be slightly al dente since we're making fried rice.
Ideally, I want to get this nice and dry and
Get it
room
dry.
temperature for my wok.
Okay, so we're gonna check on our rice.
Check
And
on
I'm
it.
just
Look
gonna
at
use
it.
a
Look at it.
fork to gently fluff it.
What that tastes
Have a
like.
slight bite, which is what I want, because I don't want it to be mushy, since we are gonna recook it when we fry the rice. And now this is my trick when I do it at the restaurants and we need rice for fried rice. We will spread it out on a sheet tray and let it kind of dry out like that. One thing I really, really hate with fried rice is when it's mushy. This will really help prevent that.
Time to prep my veggies. We
Reese, I'm
have
about to push
some-
up on that girl and show her WHA black rice look like.
Where the fuck that come from? Ain't even give me a thing.
Green peas. It's always really inviting when you open up the pod and you just see all the little peas sitting there. They look really happy to see you.
How you gonna say
Some
don't wash the
rainbow
rice? She
carrots.
washed her
Ooh,
rice.
And look at the middle. What a cool vegetable.
Why would I listen to you and not the lady out here doing the extra terrestrial shit for $200?
Shallot. I love shallot. Shallot's like an onion on steroids. Last but not least, some broccoli rabe.
I love the texture of broccoli rabe and the slight bitterness that kind of balances all the delicate seafood notes.
I've never had broccoli rabe in fried rice, so this will be a first for me.
Clearly, Gabby didn't send me much vegetables to work with, but it's okay. We're gonna still maximize.
Why you keep
Scallions
hating
I'm
on
actually
Gabby?
Gonna use in 2 different ways. So I'm gonna separate the whites and the greens. With the whites,
She can
I'm
gently
actually
fluff my textural element. And by textural element, I mean mighty. Brain gesture, brain gesture, brain gesture, brain gesture.
gonna use to kind of flavor the oil when I cook the fried rice. This will act as more of like your crunchy onion veg. And the greens I'm gonna use as
She getting y'all right for the summer, but y'all not trying to listen. Y'all not trying to hop up in the kitchen and go Chef Boyardee with this.
A little milder in flavor.
Look at that.
Almost act like an herb.
It's a
So I'm
herb.
slicing these on a long
Slice
diet
that thing.
because at the restaurant we like to call this sexy scallion.
It is sexy.
And I like
Look
to
at
put it
that.
in cold water because it can get a little slimy and it also like perks it up. Now for the jalapeno, I don't want any of the seed scraps, and that's where a lot of the spice comes from, and I don't want to kind of ruin the fried rice with too much spice. And our veggies are ready to go.
Time to whip up my eggs. I think I can handle this part. There we go.
There
Get
you
them
go.
nice and whisked up. I wore the right color today.
Gabby, thank you so much for sending me eggs. I was very afraid that I wouldn't have eggs.
Chef who? Nah, I'm Gordon Ramsay.
I saw this on TikTok, actually. Thanks for the inspiration, TikTok. But it's something called golden fried rice. And what it is, it's separating the egg yolks from the
Do you
white.
get bitches on the low Reese?
I thought they didn't let curse words fly. Why are you saying that? Do you get B words on the low, Reese? Mind your fucking Sasku business. Shut up.
And using the yolk, almost like a fat emulsifier, and coating the rice with the egg yolk. It's almost like using a butter, which I did not have, so this is why I'm using
Oh,
yolk
she ain't had butter, so she had to use
All
yolk.
right, our rice is ready to go.
We got ourselves a wok.
So Gabby's gonna be making her fried rice in a wok.
I know that Chef Esther has a cool trick for fixing your stovetop so that it's good for a wok.
Here's a tip for someone who wants to use a wok at home. You can actually turn the burner grate upside down to create a cradle for your wok to rest in for maximum heat exposure.
Whew! So now my flame.
I've never seen nobody flip
basically
they shit upside
touch
down.
My wok.
I've never seen that.
But before you even start cooking in a wok, you have to season your wok. So seasoning your wok means that you're coating your wok with oil so nothing sticks. There's
Well, yeah, that's what you normally do. You just with like and pan or things that use like
There's a few ways that you can do this, but the way that I like to do it is
Show me how to coat
get
the
your
wok.
wok screaming hot, add oil, swirl it around, and then you're gonna shock it in cold water.
Here we go.
And bring it back and do it all over again 3 times. And every time you season your wok, it's
Take
acting
off the
as
hat.
a sealant. So you're creating layers.
Cooking in a wok is not for the faint of heart. You're gonna have killer forearms though after this.
Do not skip this step. I've seen so many times people trying to use a wok and they ask me, why is everything sticking?
I want
Because
her to have my wok with a C.
you haven't seasoned your wok. Every time you use your wok, you should season it.
That was fun. That was different. My wok is seasoned now.
All right, Gabby, it's game time. You're ready to fry your rice. Everything is meased out in front of you. You're ready to go. Everything is gonna happen really quickly because that's the beauty of fried rice. It's like a very, very quick cook. Add a 1/4 cup of oil. Get the oil super, super hot, and we're gonna add our eggs.
Here we go.
When you add your eggs, it's gonna fluff up and double in size.
What's that? I need her.
Damn, it's doing that.
Oh my gosh, I've never seen an egg do this before. This is really cool.
So you wanna get that excess oil out of the eggs, but the egg itself should be very fluffy, and you can set that aside.
Cool. Eggs done.
I have not been gifted with a wok, so I'm gonna be using the second best thing. It's a cast iron skillet. I love the cast iron because it retains a lot of heat, and also I can get the best part of rice that I love is the crispy rice bottom.
Ooh.
First thing, fried eggs. Beautiful shrimp oil we need. Just add our eggs. While that cooks, let's get our cast iron hot. Let's add some of our beautiful shrimp oil.
Yeah, that
Add
shrimp
my
oil.
Scallion whites. So we're making this like beautiful scallion oil in the shrimp oil.
Okay, first thing, my aromatics.
You're adding a 1/4 cup of oil. Then
Damn,
you start
she
with your
coaching the other
aromatics,
team
your
too.
scallions, your
She cooking her meal and the other lady meal from across the room. How you gotta handle all that?
ginger, your garlic, your red chili, your shallots.
That smells so good. Call them aromatics for a reason.
These eggs look great. I'm actually gonna turn it off the heat and set it aside. I'm gonna add my jalapenos.
She keep talking spicy, she gonna make my wok fluff up. And by that I mean my wok bout to be on rock. 4K, brain gesture, brain gesture.
Saute that slightly.
Y'all
Slightly season it. This is important to season every layer. We're cooking the shrimp about 80% of the way, and we'll take it out.
Then we got carrots. Nice.
God damn!
If you're doing a wok, you have to, like, you know, you gotta own it. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just showing who's boss, you know? Let's see if I can get a little flipping action.
Don't you do that!
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Got some air time. Toss it in. So excited about the broccoli rabe. A Chef Esther special.
So at this point, I'm actually gonna turn off the heat because I don't want any more color. And I'm gonna take everything out.
Let's see, what do I got? My prawns, and they're gonna be the last thing I put in before I start adding in my rice.
When the prawns get slightly pink, 80 to 90% cooked, then you add your rice.
I'm only gonna use about half this rice because the one thing that I do know about woks is that you don't want to crowd a wok. And I also have to consider how much I can fit in my very special crab bowl.
When you add your rice, make sure every granule is coated, tossing the pan as much as you can, along with using your spatula to toss everything together.
Look at
and you have
that.
to work quickly because it's very, very hot. At this point, we are gonna fry our golden rice.
Look at that gold
The
rice.
reason why I took out the shrimp is because I don't want anything to steam. If your pan is too crowded, chances are your rice is gonna steam, which I don't want.
We don't want that.
A bit more oil here.
Get that oil up in
See
there.
how all the granules are separated? There's no clumps. Really important in fried rice. So I'm cooking the egg whites in the center. I didn't want to just pour it over because I wanted to slightly cook before I fold it in because we don't want anything to be mushy. You're cooking the egg whites so it's almost all there.
This
and
lady
then we'll
crazy in that kitchen, boy.
We're gonna take it home now, so I'm adding in all of my extra garnishes. I'm gonna turn this heat a little bit lower. Not really looking to cook anything at this point, so I'm gonna add a nice little knob of butter. A little knob. I'm gonna add in my peas. My egg, I guess, just kind of gets thrown in there. I'm just gonna kind of rip it in.
Huh? Was you supposed to do that?
How we're gonna do it, but why not? Give that a stir.
No. She going off script. She going off script.
Our shrimp and our aromatics back in there. Give that.
Reese wish he had a woman season his wok.
Remember this beautiful paste? This is basically our MSG. Start with half. You don't want it to be too salty. Taste it for seasoning.
Crazy in kitchen. I hope she crazy in bed.
Go ahead and add all of it. Tiny bit of salt. Super, super important that you taste as you go.
Gotta put the crab in. Got a little ahead of myself. Can't forget the crabs. Whoa, this is nuts. I'm having a blast right now.
She having the
last
time
thing
of her
I'm gonna
life.
do here, some oil on the sides because what we're gonna do is make crispy rice. Flatten this out like so.
That look
Lower the
good,
heat to
I
a
can't
medium
lie.
And kind of just let the bottom get super crispy. But at this point, it's done.
Seasoning, white pepper, fish sauce, shoyu.
And with the seasoning, most importantly, hondashi, which is a type of
Hondashi.
MSG. That's gonna make this even better. Toss it all together, and then you're gonna finish with your greens and some sesame oil.
All right, perfect. I got this delightful.
That
crispiness.
look nice.
Done. We are done.
Plating.
Okay,
plating.
time to plate. I have the body of the crab that will basically serve as
The
the
bowl.
plate itself. So very full circle. Some nice scoops of my fried rice, and just go ahead and dump it right in. Get a little egg in there, prawn in there, yeah. And so I might just do one guy in here. Oh, it looks so good.
That looked like a
Go
mess.
ahead and garnish with some of this scallion.
Why
Just
put
add
in the
some
bowl
nice
to that?
brightness. We'll just put a couple more chunks of this king crab. What a beautiful dish, truly. Okay, last but not least, I'm going
Caviar.
to finish my garnishing with the ikora. This is gonna add some nice saltiness. I feel pretty good about this plating. I think with the prawns and the prawn heads. Pretty proud of myself, if I do say so. And here is my take on Chef Esther's fried rice recipe. What a cool
Her
dish.
nails are clean.
Michelin
I
star.
can't lie.
I hope she really likes it. I think she will. I hope she does.
Now we're just gonna garnish with our fried egg. Remember our beautiful like scallion greens that we sliced on a bias really nicely? And then our garlic chips. Now I would serve this as is. I would bring this to the table sizzling like this, and it always makes a beautiful presentation.
That look beautiful.
Wait, what? Sizzling? Well, wouldn't you want it like warm? Well, how do you like this over there? So.
She said that will make a beautiful presentation. It looks beautiful. Nice bright colors. The green sprinkled in there. The 2 eggs just looking at you right in your face. The shrimp is screaming at you. The plate's still boiling. You see that motherfucker bubbling. That shit look good. And she did that with the $13 platter.
And then you just serve tableside. Finally, you guys. Really nervous about this. I'm impressed. And this is my take
That's
on Gabby's
nice.
fried rice. I really hope Gabby likes what I did with her ingredients.
You better hope you like what she did with yours. I thought she was about to kiss her. What the fuck was that? They got a little too close face to face. Like the face to face was a little too close there.
Oh my gosh, how was it? Everything go okay?
So good. I'm so excited to see what you did with my dish.
I'm really excited. I'm nervous.
Oh
my god, beautiful.
I don't know what I'm looking at with the crab bowl thing. I don't know.
I mean, maybe it's because it's in a crab bowl, but the same side, £13 is definitely better. Like, it looks better. Like, even if this was by the same person, I think that the less costly one would look better. Maybe because of how it's presented. But yeah.
I choose the one on the right for 13. I gotta choose the egg stuff.
Oh wow, this smells amazing. It just like hit me.
This looks like it belongs in a gourmet restaurant.
Smells
Definitely
good.
smells like very aromatic with like all the seafood.
Just a little, you know, it's not too much, so I think we like.
Oh my gosh. And the rice, the texture of the rice.
Yeah?
You did a great job with the
Oh, thank you.
with
yeah.
frying it. The seafood has so much flavor. It perfumes the rice completely. This is perfection. Great job.
Thank you.
I'm impressed.
Aw, thank you.
Okay.
We're having so much fun, but
Now you gotta try my humble
Money,
fried rice.
Oh, I'm so impressed. Like, this is not what it looks like when I
Rate her
make
dish
this. That's
13
for
and it
sure.
looked that good. Nashia W.
I'm tasting some of the garlic. I'm tasting some of the aromatics.
Aromatic.
Really well-rounded, and the garlic really adds a nice little touch. So good. I'm gonna get another big bite now. I feel like it's no secret, but I'm such a big fan.
Oh my gosh,
This
don't
is
make
a
me
huge
blush.
moment for me.
You're actually a great cook.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, hello.
I'm
that
blushing
was-
now. That's
You made this.
Day made. Seriously. Oh, thank you.
Now you can cook for me properly.
Okay.
Yeah?
Sounds good.
Yes,
Let's do
dinner
it.
party.
I'm in already. See, I knew this would happen. I knew it. I knew I just had my chance.
Chad, I don't know what's going on, but they was in that motherfucker throwing it down. They were cooking that shit up, chef and the Boyardee. Ooh, wee ladies. They were cooking. They were cooking.
Okay. What is this?
YouTube considering monetization changes to React channels. I saw that. So YouTube is considering changing the way that React channels are monetized and React videos are monetized. I think that it's going to be hard for them to do that. To me, so this is the only perspective that I ever have, is that I think that it's going to be like a weird thing, because like, how do you categorize a reaction video? Because there's of course like a very large spectrum of reaction videos. There are reaction videos where somebody just sits there without saying anything and they watch the entire video, and there are other things like the H3H3 reaction videos, which were proven in court as fair use. So these are two very different videos. So how do you draw the line? How do you handle it? Is it really good for YouTube to get involved, or should creators make the rules themselves, or should YouTube?
I mean, I feel like if creators made the rules, that'd be bad, because obviously everyone has their own like opinion, but I feel like YouTube. I feel like YouTube should make them, because they kind of like, they all work on YouTube, so I think that'd be better. Like, oh, wait, how you see that? I probably edited it, right? Or something. So that's like an edit. Yes, edit. Just like edit.
YouTube give the creators tools to make the rules. I think that if anything, YouTube should give the creators tools to make the rules for themselves, rather than trying to make overarching site-wide rules. I think that is the smartest thing to do. However, I think that it's probably just a better idea to do nothing. I have no idea. And that's generally the way that I see it. YouTube Heroes, you guys see, yeah, it would require effort. It would require a lot of effort. And generally the way that I've always done things is that, you know, I try to work with people who I react to their content, promote their stuff whenever I can, whenever I'm watching it, etc. And if people have a problem with that, I just don't react to their content. It's really not that complicated or involved, etc. If a reactor is reacting to a reactor, who's going to get the revenue? Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm saying, is that the like you get to, yeah, it's like a turtles all the way down situation where like, what really is a reaction? How does this differ? Like, what is a reaction to, let's say, a YouTube video versus a reaction to a stream versus a reaction to a news article versus a reaction to a video game? And so like these things become very abstract and hard to make rules for. And that's why I'm not necessarily 100% certain that YouTube will be able to make a rule that will satisfy everybody, which is why I think that if they do anything, they should give content creators the rules, or sorry, the tools to make those rules themselves. That's what really kind of makes sense. I mean, I've had a bunch of people that message me saying that me reacting to their videos and posting their stuff was beneficial to them. I've seen people that have drawn conclusions that are the opposite, but I think that most of the evidence does point to the fact that it is a beneficial thing. I think that turning off monetization might not be the best option. I think that it is, what I think that they should do is, instead of making rules, they should make tools. And they should provide tools for content creators. If those content creators don't want to have reactions to their content, they can prevent that from happening, a revenue sharing thing, something like that. And this is something that I would even do preemptively, right? And so super biased. No, this is not biased at all. So the reason why it's not biased, I know there are people that think that this is biased because I do react videos. So people are going to think, oh wow, he just doesn't want to lose money from his react videos. Guys, I make a lot of fucking money. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I could make $0 from YouTube and it would not matter to me. I did for years. I let people upload my content and make money off of it. People restream my stream and react to it live. I don't give a fuck. People have made hundreds of thousands of dollars off of my content, and I have never claimed any of it at all. This is clearly something that I believe in. This is clearly something that I think. Wait, really? Yeah. So basically what happened, what I used to do is I would just let anybody upload anything of my stream onto YouTube, and I let them fully monetize it and take 100% of the money. They got all of the money and everything for it because I viewed it as, well, this is going to advertise me too at the same time. Even though they're advertising themselves and putting themselves in the video, etc.
I mean, I would look at it as, like, they just dominate, like, what they want to do with their channel and stuff. Like, you don't do it for other people for a while until they find their own thing, then that's calm. For example, like, I guess I'm Dante, like, he has, you know, he has his, I guess his subs, like, make videos for him. So, like, there's Trant Laugh, there's Trant Cringe, Trant Get Lit, and others. And there's a lot of other, like, I guess, prop channels, which are, you know, yeah. The point is, I just see it as a good thing, so.
I'm still getting the advertisement, so it's a net positive for me. And there were times that, like, people, some of the guys that were making money off of this, they sent me screenshots of how much money they made a month. Some of these guys were making $30,000, $20,000 a month from just uploading videos of my stream onto YouTube. I never claimed any of that. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I never did. I didn't care. And so this is not something that, like, this is not an ideology. This is not some sort of signaling, virtue signaling, etc. This is what I did. So I didn't give a fuck. And so anyway, now we're not able to do that anymore. And the reason why is because YouTube has a duplicate content policy, which makes it to where if the YouTube algorithm identifies two duplicate videos that are both monetized, they both lose monetization, which is why I had to make my big main channel now, which is Asmongold TV. So that's what happened. And anyway, how they'll articulate it though, yeah. And so what I'm saying is that there is a massive spectrum of reaction videos. So, like, on one end of the spectrum, you have a person who watches the entire video in its entirety, making almost minimal, never pausing the video, saying 3 things during the video, and nothing else. You see? So that is on one spectrum of React content. And then on the other spectrum of React content, you have somebody like H3H3, who literally won a case in court that his React content was fair use. So clearly, React content, there is a line where it is a problem. Is it YouTube's best decision to draw that line, or is it the best decision to give content creators the tools to draw the line themselves? I think that the best decision is to allow content creators to decide it themselves. That's what I think the best idea is, and that's smart. Curiosity, how many editors do you have working for you? It depends. Watch along equals React content, sure. and the latter as well. And also, I think that a lot of people are negative about React content, and I would challenge anybody who is extremely negative about React content this one thing.
I've never watched the watch on. Like,
view React content as parasitic because it takes away viewership from the original creator, and you are making money off of somebody else's work. In what way can that not be applied to video games?
okay, yeah, to be fair, yeah. Yeah, because there's a main guy that like does the traders and stuff, right? And then sure, there's a lot of other people. I guess there's one person that found out the game first or something like that. Or I guess Advent Word's gonna just explain it.
Because everybody here, not everybody, but many people here, how many of you have ever watched a video of a video game, a playthrough of a video game, instead of buying the video game? How many of you have ever done that? Whataboutism? Well, no, what I'm saying is that it's not whataboutism at all. It's that if you want to make a rule that applies to everything, then you have to have the rule apply to everything. And what I'm saying is that the people that don't like React content, many people don't like React content because they just don't like it. There is no actual logical basis behind not liking it. It's just the fact that they don't like it and they work backwards from there. Because that logically, you will arrive at the same conclusion if you do that with single-player games. There are many people who watch a playthrough of a single-player game, especially on YouTube,
and then buy the game. Or not buy the game. Depending on if they like it or not.
and then they don't buy the game. Does that make sense? False equivalence. YouTube is using a single person's monetization versus a company. So what if one person makes a video game? So what if one, not the same? No. I'm not mental gymnastics. Yeah. So there, and I will take some opinions here. It's different. Video games are good because of the interaction. When you watch someone else play a game, there's no interaction. You just watch their point of view. Wait, what?
Well, not really, because everyone's, well, most of them could be the same. Well, like, Safe does not face cam. Yeah.
Video games are good because of interaction. So if you pause a video, is that interacting with it? Like, how do you define interaction? Wrong. What are your content stealing other people's content and posts? Well, that it's not all of it. Why are you? The thing is, like, why would you watch my stream if that's what you think? It's weird. I'm just gonna bounce it. That's so weird. Like, yeah. Well, what the fuck? Why are you here if you think that? What's wrong with you? Let's see here. I think the issue is video games are a product you buy versus React content isn't a product they bought. It's just a video recorded while watching another video. Why would that matter if they both serve as a market replacement?
I can't say that. They're both the same thing, basically. It's just that one is paid and one isn't. Like, you pay to play a game that someone or a team, depending on the studio, has created. And on YouTube, you don't pay to react to someone else's content.
So fundamentally, one of the big things in fair use is if the derivative content is serving as a market replacement. So if it's a market replacement, it doesn't really matter. Next. Let's see here. Why they even cancel reaction content? It's just a YouTube headline. There's probably nothing that's going to happen with it. Gray areas, why is the OG creator should even control the decide? I think it depends on who it is. Like I've said before, if somebody doesn't want me to react to their videos for whatever reason, unless their videos are about me or they're trying to push an agenda that I find to be bad or problematic, I would just not react to their videos. It's not complicated. That's it. Imagine drawing a line at a company not recognizing that thousands of people would lose their jobs if a video game doesn't make money. Well, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. Yeah. And this is where I'm coming from, is that I think that if you want to apply this logic, you will have to extrapolate it to like video games as well. I think so. And also, I want to address the other thing is that many video games allow other people to upload content and monetize that content, and that is explicitly stated in the video game TOS. And
Except Nintendo.
I think that's the case with almost all video games nowadays. Is that right? Okay, so
For the most part.
I think that actually is an argument for what I'm saying. Because what I'm saying is that is a tool that the content creator provides in order to give other people an idea as to whether they can react and make content about that video game. So I think that's really what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I think a universal rule by YouTube will either be too much or not enough. Does that make sense? I don't hate it too much, but too much React content can be fatiguing. Well, then don't watch it. People that complain about React content, I think, are some of the dumbest people on the internet. Like, I can understand if a content creator is complaining about React content, like Dark Vapor is complaining about it because he thinks it's bad for YouTube. If you're not a content creator, this has no bearing on you. If you don't like the video, don't watch the video. Like, I don't know. I don't find this to be hard. Let's see here. Playthroughs have also made me get more games. Yeah, but can't you say that watching React content has made you watch other videos? How many of you guys have...
Yeah, that's true. And it gets more React videos than like your recommended and stuff, right? So, you know, or more of the original video, which the Reactor has reacted to before. I'm a BRB for a bit. So. But um,
watch the React video and then watch the person's content after the React video. I think that's happened too. You can give, the thing is, like, you can give very common sense, like, logical conclusions both ways. You see what I'm saying? And what's this here? Would you bought games because you've watched a streamer play it and it looked fun? Yeah, like Vampire Survivors, exactly. For sure. But I think that's the same with React content. That's what I mean, is that not all of it is equal. And that's why I had a problem, and I think it can be problematic if YouTube actually makes a rule against it universally. Does that make sense? I just started subbing to Lucy. Her stream after your reaction was nuts. She got like 500 subs. Yeah, and that's just what happens. It is not as simple as some people would like to make it out to be. And I do think that React content exists on a spectrum, and there is a point on that spectrum which the H3H3 court case proves is fair use. So where do you draw the line? I think that YouTube should give give creators the tools and not make rules about it. That's the smart way to do it. Does that make sense? And what's this here? Video loses value to you whenever you watch somebody else's reaction. The game doesn't, because it's different to play it yourself than watching it. But we already established that's not true. We've already established that people use playthroughs of video games as a market replacement of playing the video game themselves. We've already established that as true. Watched a lot of videos from other content creators after your reacts? Yeah, sure. And no, we haven't. Well, of course we have. How many people? Again, we? Yes, we. Clearly we. We haven't established it. We absolutely have. Whenever I asked earlier, go back and check the VOD. Tons of people said that they watched playthroughs of games because they couldn't afford the game or they didn't buy the game. Yeah, it poll it. There is no outcome of the poll that will prove anything. Because if some people say, if 10% of people say yes, that still means that it happens. So you're again making an argument of degree. I'm not saying it doesn't happen or it does happen. I'm saying that, I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. I'm saying that it happens sometimes. I'm not saying it happens all the time. I never said that. I watched The Quarry and I didn't play it. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. They watch playthroughs because it's the next best thing, not an exact replacement for playing it.
oh yeah, I'm watching the Quarry on your Rage's channel. So yeah.
I don't think that's necessarily true. I think there's a lot of people who watch playthroughs because they don't have the time to play the game as well. And so if they had the game, there is not a time where that person would play the game naturally. You see what I'm saying? And rash content advertising.
But yeah, and also they could just watch like a playthrough, like say if they have the money and they have like the console, because obviously some are like console inclusive and stuff, but they have like the job and stuff, so that they can't really play as long as they want to. Whereas a playthrough, they're like the content creator like being paid by the company that got the game for them so that they can play for longer. And that might be another reason why people would I guess watch a playthrough rather than just playing it themselves. Like it would be slower for them to play it themselves than just to watch a playthrough.
Advertising versus enriching versus leechment. Yes, and that's what I'm saying, is that it's a spectrum. You probably wouldn't have bought it anyways then. Yeah, but you can say the same thing about a video. You see what I'm saying? The Shoujo with the 10 gifted subs. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Let's see here. Have you watched Dark Fire's video about it? You always see numbers don't lie. Yeah, I did see it. I thought the numbers were stupid. If you want me to be honest, I think that you can provide. He provided one example, and I've reacted to 100 creators. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it really. I mean, it didn't really work that well. Let me see here. I didn't want to play the Corey, and I watched the playthrough. There you go. So I think that, I mean, all I'm...
Oh yeah, and also, playthroughs can be more interesting than your own. Especially if it's like a multiplayer thing.
saying is that I think that any rule that YouTube comes out with React content will be probably bad. I think that YouTube should provide content creators tools or provide content creators extra protection if they don't want to have their content put on YouTube in that way. I think that a person should, to a certain degree, have autonomy over how their content is presented on YouTube by other creators, just not to an entire degree. It's only bad for reactors. Yes, I think so, but what I'm saying is that I think that if you say that it's bad for reactors, I think that reacting to a video game is not too far away from that. And I think that you can apply the same logic to reacting to a video game and doing a playthrough of a video game that you can to reacting to a YouTube video. It's that simple. And yeah, most people do react stuff now. Yeah, that's because people like watching it. No, LOL. Well, the reason why you're saying no, LOL, is because you don't have an argument for it. And it's because I do, and I know what I'm talking about because I do this professionally and I've done it for 10 years. I know this better than you do, infinitely better, and I can guarantee you that you will logically come to the conclusion that I will, if you think about it. Yeah, you have no idea what you're talking about if you disagree with this. Watching a Let's Play and actively reacting to content is not the same thing, dude. Yeah.
I mean, it is though. That's what I think it is anyways.
Yes, it is. It produces the same result. Yeah, this is literally my job. You're telling me that I don't know my own job. You pay for a video game, you don't pay to react.
Yeah, but it's like the same. It's the same thing, though. They're made by one person, and then you basically just, I guess, you just play the game or react to the video. Either way, there's one person that is selling the original, and well, I mean not the original. Well, yeah, the original, and then you basically have your gameplay for it, or a face cam, or whatever, or input. Yeah.
Paying for something does not give you a distribution license. You pay for a CD, does that mean you can play it on stream? Oh my god. How can so many people be so stupid? It's crazy. Here, let me, alright, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put on sub mode for a second. Are there any actual arguments against my point that are not stupid? I'll read a few arguments against my point and I will address them, and then after that I want to move on. Yeah, are there any actual arguments against this? Okay, let's see here. A set of tools works best. Yes, a set of tools works best. I agree with that. Maybe addressed what isn't transformative content. So what is and is not transformative content? Transformative content is a legal defense. I cannot make that distinction. And also, some things cannot be transformative, but they can still be productive and helpful to the content creator, which is why I think they should have the autonomy to make the decision themselves. Game devs have better claim to copyright than reacting to videos. They'd win a lawsuit 100%, get shit on by gamers. Exactly. Let's see here. So long as you're adding to discussion is fine. It exists on a spectrum. I agree. Okay, is there anything else? And, this shit's black and white, you're right. I think there's some nuance to it, but not a lot. You don't need to get aggressive towards chat. No, it's infinitely better than you, Lamau. Well, the reason why is because people are telling me that I'm stupid, I'm biased, and I'm wrong about this. And it does for... I probably did get mad. You're right, I got too mad. I did get a little bit annoyed by it. That's an emotion. I should not... Have that. I think that I am unequivocally right about this. And I think that logically, you will come to the same conclusion that I will if you think about it under the same parameters that I am. If there are people who disagree with me, I will read your disagreements and I will determine as if they are accurate or not. But I have not seen a single person be able to refute what I'm saying. Yes, logically I'm right. Tools to mark a reaction or automatically direct reactions to original video would be best. Yeah, sure. I think I'd be fine with that. That's what I try to do on my own. If creators had to control, H3 could have been demonetized for the same video they won in the court case. That shuts down valid criticism. Yeah, I think so. And I think that YouTube is probably going to do nothing about it. Like, this is what I would do, is if somebody doesn't like their content being reacted to, and they told me that, I would just not react to their content. Problem solved. There are some things that creating a system around it is always going to be less or worse than just allowing people to make the decisions individually as people. You already did that. Yes, I do. There's obvious skill expression in video game playthrough, and it changes the video, where you can never change the original audio or video in a React. Every video uses the same video, whereas playthrough is entirely different. So every React video is going to be different, unless you want to say that there's literally no skill in any commentary whatsoever, which I think is a very reductive argument and can clearly be disproven in a million different ways. If you say there's no skill in reacting to something, you would effectively say that there is nobody who can be an expert in anything at all, which is silly. So that logically goes nowhere. Let's see here. What about React content that's critical? The creator may not want you to react, but it can be important at times, like actual reviews. Yeah, I think that reviews definitely fall under that. And I've seen people, this is what's happened, right? Is that people have DMCA'd content that was critical of them. Takes very little skill into reacting compared to making said video or even playing a video game. Well, what do you think takes more skill? Making a video game or playing it? Who do you think took more skill? The person uploading a Let's Play of the quarry or the person who developed the game?
Of course, the
I
person
mean,
who
again,
developed the
like,
game.
how can anybody make these arguments that are just so paper thin? Like, I don't understand. Since when is playing a video game a high-skilled activity? Yeah, it's crazy. Did you guys watch those TikToks where the reactor just films himself staring at a video, comparing it to me? Well, all I'm saying is that I'm saying it exists on a spectrum, and I want to make one thing clear, okay? Because I'm wrapping this up. We've talked about it for too long. I want to watch some videos. I want to react to some stuff. This will not affect me. There have been many changes on Twitch that have affected me in different ways. The strength of a person and the strength of a content creator is not in creating a type of content. It's being able to evolve and change as content evolves and changes. There was a time that I only played World of Warcraft, and then that time ended. There was a time that I only played other games, and then that time ended. There was a time that I played copyrighted music on my channel, and then that time ended. It is not really how good your content is at the moment. It is how much can you adapt and respond to change. And I will always adapt, and I will always respond to change. I will always skirt the rules. I will always go under the rules. I will always slightly break them, but not enough in a way for me to get actioned for it. I will always change my content to where it's not like that. I will always adapt. Nothing will bother me. Nothing is going to stop me from doing anything. It's just going to change maybe the direction from it. That's it. Could it be argued that your popularity makes the YouTube algorithm favor you over the original content creator? I don't know. I think that discussing the YouTube algorithm, I think you'd have a better idea trying to discuss what happens on a Ouija board. It seems like things are very derivative, and it's hard to really determine what's actually true or what's not. But again, I think that could be something that they could deal with. YouTube could deal with on themselves. So I'm not sure. Well, let's see here. Majority of people reacting content don't add anything to the video. Yeah, I think that that's true too. Find your opinion takes interesting. Why many viewers enjoy your react videos? I think so too. Yeah, it depends on who it is. And YouTuber here, please move to the glass. Sure. All right, argue that the original creator would get more exposure through React videos. Well, I'm not, the thing is, like, you can make many arguments for React videos, but all I'm doing here is responding to arguments against them. That's it. And all I'm saying is that you can make the same general arguments about video games and playthroughs of video games that you can about YouTube videos for, what do you call it? For them being on YouTube. That's it. Arguments you're making are just anecdotal. You could spill a lot of opinions as facts. I still find you super entertaining as a content creator, and I don't think that anyone in your brain cells takes what's being said seriously. Well, Proud JT, what part of what argument did I make that's anecdotal? Wait, let's, all right, one argument with one viewer, guys. Please allow me this. Please let me do this one, and then we'll move on, okay? What argument did I make that was anecdotal? Exodus with 5 gifted subs. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Which argument did I say that you feel is anecdotal? And like, what did I say that people should not be taken seriously? Let's see what he says. One guide? That's right, one guide. And don't ever say that I don't listen to criticism and people that disagree with me. I do it all the time. It just depends on how. Depends on how people disagree. Let's see what he says. Going through all the buzzwords today. Yes, of course. Let's see what he says. But he was agreeing with you. Was he? Wait, am I getting in an argument with somebody who's agreeing with me? I don't think so. Yeah, well, let's see what he says. Let's see what he says. He disagreed. I think that he disagreed. I mean, shit. Try this argument. New person on YouTube. I've seen this. Add like 5k subs. As someone watches the video, person got 20k subs in a day. How's that bad? Well, no. I agree with you. But let's see if this person has an argument at all. And so, yeah, ban all people who disagree. You have to start arguments with people that do agree. The unfortunate thing is that there's always more people that disagree with me. It sucks. I can't ban them all, man. I feel like this person's just not going to make a comment. What do you guys think? Yeah, that's disappointing. I like to read people's comments. I like to listen to, like, other people's opinions. Like, I've said this before. I love arguing. I love debating. It's something that I enjoy. Sounds like your idea is the death of fair use. People won't make negative reviews or reactions if the creator of the content can claim it as a reaction or shut it down. Yes, and that's what I was saying before about how there's a line. And is it best for YouTube to have a rule? Don't move on, keep going. Okay, anyway, let's just move on past this. I put out my opinion. If you disagree with my opinion, you can express it, and I probably won't read it. But anyway, I do think that I'm right about this, and some of the comments that I did read, as I said, I feel like many of them are paper thin. They are paper thin arguments, and they have literally no weight or substance whatsoever.